everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Love Warriors Working to Build a Better World podcast from us here at NVCF. I have a special guest with me today, and I'm so excited to introduce him. This is, dun, 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 the lovely Bill Hubbard.
Lovely. Well, thank you. I'm Bill Hubbard, and it's not like we haven't known each other for a while, but that's okay. We work together, just in case you wondered. I'm also at North Valley Community Foundation, Director of Charitable Gift Planning, and once in a while serve as General Counsel.
Woohoo! He is a master of all trades. I'm actually really excited because today is the first ever kickoff of our mini-series introducing the topic of charitable gift planning. And this may seem like a complicated and complex topic, but I'm really excited because Bill is so good at sharing his passion for this topic and making it simplified for the general audience. So I think it's going to be a great episode.
Wow, what trust. What faith. We'll give it a shot, though.
We'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
All right. So my first question for you, Bill, is how does NVCF define charitable gift planning?
Well, let me start by saying what it isn't. That might be an interesting way to look at it. I think we all have a tendency to make gifts to charities that we in particular like and support, and annual gifts, cash, checks, or whatever, or just volunteering for a nonprofit. And that's something that charitable gift planning should never interfere with.
Yeah.
The reason is that charitable gift planning actually involves gifts that are perhaps something that an individual has thought about for a while, and they begin to think, well, I have an ability perhaps to make a larger gift than doing annual giving. Charitable gift planning differs from the annual giving of cash usually or volunteering. Instead, it oftentimes deals with assets such as real estate, stocks, bonds, could even include cryptocurrency. Anything other than cash typically is something that is involved from the standpoint of charitable gift planning.
Oh, that's awesome. I wouldn't have thought of like cryptocurrency. So I think what I'm hearing is charitable plan giving is basically a form of giving that involves anything other than cash.
Typically,
that makes a lot of sense. It
can be a cash gift, but most often it's smart to, if you're going to make a sizable gift, it's smart to take a look at assets such as stock that it has appreciated in value and make a gift of that and avoid capital gains, which is a big plus, and that's an important part of charitable gift planning.
That's awesome. I think for our general audience, I think that's so helpful to know because I know for myself included, that's not something that I would think about. I think being on the younger side, I am not thinking about having to pay capital gains. In my mind, I would just be like, oh, it's money. And then I hear things through the grapevine, especially social media, that's like, oh, you should think about paying capital gains. And I'm like, oh, that sounds daunting. So it's
well,
nice
that's
to know.
Only if you're lucky enough to have an asset that has gone up in value.
That's also true.
Yes.
That is
but I
also
threw the
true.
Cryptocurrency in there for the younger folks.
I'm sure we appreciate that. All right. So my next question is, who is charitable gift planning for? Is it for a specified generation of individuals? Do they have to be a certain age? Do you have to have a certain amount of income?
Well, it does help to have property or stocks or something like that.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, young folks don't have those types of things. They're looking
True.
forward to building it up during their working life. But, after all, there are very young folks who have been very successful in creating a business that has increased in value, and then they turn around and especially in the Silicon Valley arena.
That makes
They
sense.
turn around and sell out to a company and have millions of dollars of proceeds. And under those circumstances, that's a good time to think about charitable gift planning.
I mean, you gave a great example of somebody who's in the Silicon Valley. Can you give me another example of who might be
Sure, there's lots of them.
participating?
There actually are lots of examples, and we've worked with many folks in charitable gift planning here at the foundation.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's charitable gift planning that we didn't even know about.
Yeah.
For example, this last year we had a surprise donation that came through a will of a gal who basically had provided, her name is Donna Murrell, I can do that, who had made a gift of, it was over $1.5 million to the community foundation. And you might ask, well, why give it to a community foundation instead of a specific charity? Well, in this case, she wanted to give it to us because she saw how we worked through the campfire and did so much in the way of funding all of those nonprofits that were working on the ground. And so she basically gave this gift and said, do it for fire relief. And she knew that we could do that. And so she put her trust in us to do that.
That's amazing. But so that money coming into NVCF, that's not for NVCF. That's not for our operating funds, right?
No, in this case, it was specifically for fire relief.
Yeah.
But that also means we have an obligation to steward that money and make sure that it goes for that purpose and to those organizations that can help the most.
Yeah, I think that's one main thing to clarify about NVCF as an entity as a whole is that when we bring in donations, 90% of the time, maybe more, the donations are for us to steward and then distribute out back into the community. They're not for us in terms of our operating funds. We fundraise for that as a separate entity in and of itself.
Yeah.
Why would someone go through NVCF in terms of their charitable gift planning?
Well, I think there's quite a few reasons, but I think the biggest single reason is when someone knows what they want to support.
Yeah.
For example, I had a client come in and wanted to put in his will that his estate would go to help find shelter and support for homeless people.
Yeah, okay.
And so he put his faith in us because we know an awful lot about charities and how they operate and the needs of our community. And he put his faith in us to actually make those decisions on where those grants could go. In this case, it was a fairly sizable estate, and we actually set it up as, or he set it up as an endowment fund, which is an important point.
Yeah.
We don't actually write the wills or trusts or anything. We work with attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors in how they might be able to set something up and then work through us.
That's so cool. So you're not going to have someone walk in the door and say, I want to start a charitable gift planning right here, right now. And you're going to sit down and help them. They're going to have to go through a couple steps to get to us first.
Well, yeah, although, if they have an idea of what they want to give to, it might be better to come to us first and talk about how they might be able to do it.
Yeah.
And that's something that I hope future broadcasts as we move along through that, will be able to really focus on how to give, what to give, when to give, that sort of thing. And then basically for estate planning purposes, which, by the way, that's the number one type of planned gift is a gift through a will or a trust
Oh.
when somebody passes away.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's easy to do.
Yeah.
And we can help them with deciding, what interest did they have in supporting
Yeah.
a need in our communities.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the exciting part about it. And then they can go
Totally.
back to their attorney or whomever and maybe their investment advisor and say, well, I want to give away appreciated stock, or Mr. Attorney, I want to put into my will or my trust that this is how a portion of my estate
Yeah.
is to be distributed.
I do have one final question for you.
Okay.
What does charitable gift planning mean to you as a person?
A job? Oh, no, I shouldn't say that.
I mean, that is
You
true.
know, it's interesting. I have kids, I have a spouse, and those are number one. But I was talking with an attorney, this was a while back, and he said, well, remember, Bill, there are 3 possible beneficiaries to your estate when you pass. That's, of course, family, friends, and charity.
Oh, yeah.
And so one of the things that I personally do, even though I'm not particularly wealthy, and like I say, family comes first, is I can make charity or use the foundation as a contingent beneficiary.
Yeah.
And, the kids come first, or if something happens there, that it would then go to charity.
Yeah.
But, I'm expecting to be able to use that a lot sooner because I just know that lottery ticket that I bought is going to pay off. So I've pledged that half of the winnings will go into charitable gift planning, and I'll be able to
Fingers
live
crossed.
the experience.
My fingers are crossed for you. Hopefully you share that with all of us.
Thank you.
All right. Well, Bill, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been a blast.
And I'm looking forward to quite a few more.
I know, me too.
It'll be fun.
You're going to see a lot more of Bill's face here in the next coming episodes, and I'm so excited.
Can I interrupt?
Yes.
I wanted to mention to those folks that are actually seeing this a brochure that we have here, and it's titled The Difference Is You, and it's charitable gift planning ideas for you to make a difference in your community. That's what we're all about.
Yep.
And it's a real nice brochure. You could pick it up here, or we can mail it to you. And we'd love to help you out in anything that we can as far as your philanthropic desires.
If you have any questions and you have information you want to share with us, or things like topics you'd want us to discuss, please shoot us an email at lovewarriors@nvcf.org.
Yeah, we actually have a website that's nvcfgiving.org, and that one goes into a lot of detail, examples, stories, and so forth on charitable gift planning. We're basically going to be focusing in on future podcasts on what to give, when to give it, how to give it, all kinds of details. And a lot of those details can be found on that website.
Yeah, I'm also excited because those coming episodes are going to feature some special guests from our community right here in the North State, and hopefully some faces that our followers will know and recognize, and I think that'll be fun for them. All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for spending your day with us, and we hope this was helpful, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Megan.
Thank you. Thank you, Bill. Bye, y'all.